So here, this is an example of a question you'll get on a test or a quiz. Almost exactly like it, pretty much. They say the 10th term is 20 or 32, and then the common difference is -6. So they give you everything you need except the first term. They give you the 10th term, the difference, but we need to find that first term for part A. With the formula is UN, that's the term I'm looking for, equals the first term plus the place of the term I'm looking for. So if this UN was a 5, 5 would go here. For this problem, it says a 10th term, so a 10 would go here. Minus 1 times the difference. So I know difference equals -6. I know U10 equals 32. I need to find out what U1 equals. All you're going to do is substitute what you know into this formula. And remember, since this is 10, n will equal 10 because that's the place. So we have everything we need for that. So go ahead and see if you can solve that. So the 21st term, so we know n equals 21. We're looking for U21. So we know U1, what did we get for U1? We got 86. Difference is -6. So we'll just say U21 equals 86 plus 21 minus 1 times -6, and that'll give us our answer. U21 equals 86 plus -120. Yeah, and that will equal -34. So the next example is kind of a what they call a big kid example. You know, like from the I'm a big kid now. Yeah, that's this example here. Yeah, so this one's just like the warm up. They say the fifth term is U5, the first term U1, but they don't give us the actual term. All we know is this. We're going to think through it logically. They say, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. We don't know what they are. What we do know is, oh, U1, U2, U3, U4, U5. So I'm going to give you this little hint and see if you can solve this. So now they're saying U5 is bigger than U1. What that means is that it's growing. Each time it's growing. Growing, the greater. That means U5 is bigger than U1. So it has to be increasing. So it's plus this number, plus some number, I'll say plus X, plus again, plus again, plus again, plus X, plus X, plus X. So now they say that if you do U5 minus U1, you get 16. Remember, this is an arithmetic sequence, which means it's increasing the same amount each time. And if I know the distance between U5 and U1 is 16, I should be able to figure out how that changed each time. If I know that this is a difference from all 5 of those numbers, I can just divide it by 4. Because technically what I have here is, if you add 4 x's, you get 4x, right? And if I know that the space between these numbers here is 16, I know these have to equal 16. So to get x must equal 4. You just divide. So correct. So D is 4. So good thing about IB is all this work that I just showed you here, this usually is not something they would like to see in Algebra 1, Algebra 2 geometry. Well, in IB, if they see this, you get full credit for your work. They like your thought process. And if you notice here, we didn't use any of the formulas. They don't care. All they care about is your thought process. Did you think through this right? Yes, so here, it's an example of a very, very common IB problem. You're almost guaranteed to see this on a test if it has arithmetic sequences. All you're going to do is apply what we know. I always start with, okay, what is my common difference? What is my first term? So I say, okay, I'll look here. My first term is this. My first term is 21m plus 5. My common difference is, well, to get that, I have to subtract this one, or those two like that, or subtract these two. Remember, they just have to be adjacent. So I'll go ahead and try that. I'll say, okay, I have 18m subtract 21m plus 5. And you might be looking at that and say, okay, how does this help me? Well, I don't know yet. All I know is I'm just writing down the facts. Now I'm going to look at this question. So for part A, show that m equals 4. Well, I do know that that's the common difference. So for right now, we don't have a number for it, but we know this has to equal the common difference. And if you notice, I have this here is also the common difference. So I'll say 14m minus 1 subtract 18 is also the common difference. So I'll give you a hint. This might look familiar from Algebra 2. What's important to me is this right here. I want to know what this is. What is m? But if you look here, I have two variables. I need to get rid of a variable. That's why I drew this big line here. This might look familiar to you. I'm trying to eliminate a variable. So I'm solving system of equations. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract. But before I do that, I can go ahead and combine the like terms here. So I can do 18m minus 21m and then plus 5. So if I simplify that, so 18m minus 21, that'd be negative 3, and then I have minus 5 is negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. Negative 3m minus 5. All I did was combine like terms here. I'm going to do the same thing here. So 14m doesn't change, but I do have negative 1 minus 18. Oh, actually, no, I forgot the m there. Sorry. This should be 18m. Yeah. So then this is going to, these two combine. So 14m minus 18m is going to give me negative 4m. So I'll have negative 4m minus 1. Now I can solve the systems here. So right here I have negative 3 minus negative 4. So negative 3 minus negative 4 is actually negative 3 plus 4. So I'll get 1. So I have 1m here. Negative 5 minus negative 1 is actually negative 5 plus 1. So then I get negative 5 plus 1 is minus 4. D minus D, that's 0. So then if I solve this, I'll get m equals 4. So that's how we would show that. So now we know that m is 4. We've showed that it's 4. Now we can go back and substitute 4 in for all of these. So this person, all they did is they took 4 and they put it in for all these terms, and that's how they found their sequence. Now they have their sequence here, 89, 72, 55, 38, 21. Now they can find the 10th term because 89 is your first term. Your common difference would be 17 if you subtract these two. And then now you just use the formula right here. So first one, 89 is the first term. Looking for the 10th term. Common difference is 17. Use the formula to find 242.